Get to the border crisis here at the Mexico-U.S. line. NewsNation getting an exclusive interview with an alleged human smuggler inside of a Texas jail shortly following his arrest. The suspect is a 17-year-old teenager from Dallas, just 17. He claims it was his first time trafficking immigrants into the U.S. Our Allie Bradley witnessing his arrest in real time, then asking him how exactly the cartel smuggling, all of that works. Allie is joining us right now from Eagle Pass, Texas, near the southern border. Allie, what an opportunity. What did you hear? Talk to us about this. This is amazing.
Yeah, this was pretty wild. I was there as this duo from Dallas was arrested for smuggling people, and I spoke exclusively to one of them, that 17-year-old, who really opened up my eyes about what is going on down here and confirmed a lot of what we have been reporting and talking about for a long time. He offered some really important insight and eye-opening details about how this really intricate web pairs up these illegal migrants with these human smugglers, bringing them further into the U.S. And it was all set up through a social media ad. Take a listen.
I met somebody anonymously.
Like on Snapchat, Instagram, WhatsApp? Telegram. I've seen all the ads, right? Mm-hmm. And it'll be like, clean routes, $5 grand, whatever. Like, is that what, were you responding to like an ad kind of thing? Yeah. Okay, in like a group situation. Yeah. And what were you being offered to move these people?
Money.
How much?
$1,300 for each.
So obviously you didn't get paid, right? Or did you? Mm-hmm. So do you only get paid if you get to your destination? Yeah. Where were you bringing him?
That they didn't tell me yet.
Really?
It was after I was able to pick up the person, then they would tell you where to take him, but then I wasn't with the person long enough to know where to take him.
You're obviously impacted by this, and this is going to be something that's on your record, obviously. Mm-hmm. Do you regret it?
Yeah.
What was the first thought that went through your head as soon as you saw the blue and red?
I'm screwed.
And it was wild. I was there by coincidence. Jonathan Rodriguez and his friends' plot to make money ended when they ran a stop sign and ended up pulled over literally in the stall next to me in a gas station parking lot. He tells me that this was his first time attempting to smuggle someone. Rodriguez is going to be charged as an adult here. The sheriff tells me he'll probably face a year of probation. Now, when it comes to Senate Bill 4, that's something that Texas is waiting to sign. Governor Greg Abbott has that on his desk. And SB 4 is this sweeping legislation, you guys, that is going to allow for law enforcement to arrest people who are crossing illegally. So that gentleman that they were smuggling, he could have been arrested there by those DPS troopers who were on scene instead of turning him over to Border Patrol. Now, of course, as a controversial bill, Governor Abbott, though, is still poised to sign that bill. And it's also interesting to note here that Florida Wildlife Commission that's down here, they will also be able to enforce Senate Bill 4. And law enforcement here, really, you guys, are hoping that this new law curbs that human smuggling and helps cut back some of those pursuits we're seeing, because Kinney County's already seen 226 this year versus only 168 last year, you guys.
And this is just one of the smugglers that's been caught. I mean, usually, Allie, we talk about gotaways in terms of migrants, but think about all of the smugglers out there who are evading the police. I mean, what an absolute get right there as his life just changed. Allie Bradley, thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.